Hi guys, welcome to my very first video. I don't have editing, so I'll try not to make too many pauses and make this short and sweet to the point. So my name is Lori and I'm with J Crochet, and I am just a do-it-yourselfer, no formal education in crochet. So anyway, I was working on this really pretty pattern I found online by Colin Hayes at Yarn Wars. It's called the Stormy Waters Infinity Scarf, or just scarf, and it has uses landscape brand yarn, or you can use the Red Heart Unforgettable, which I haven't used yet, but I just really love, this is Landscapes and Mountain Ridge, but I really love the texture and the design of this. And so while I was working on it, I was thinking, wonder what it would look like in a different yarn, which led me to think about making this video about how different yarns create different textures, and you have to kind of factor that in on your choices of patterns with the textures, the color, and how they drape. So anyway, I did this one, and I'm not finished with it yet. It's taken 2 skeins, and I have some other yarn. I'll just leave this one right here. This is called Soulful Ivy, and it is by Hirschner's. I bought it online, and it's a single ply, a lot like Unforgettable and Landscapes. It's a thinner yarn, as you can tell, but it still has that real pretty design. I did have to make it 1 length wider, 1 section wider. She says an even number, but just a mild side note on that is the pattern repeats every 3 with 1 on each side. So the original pattern said to crochet 21 and then come up and do your single crochets. But you really need 3 for each one. So I went from 22 to 24. Anyway, my numbers aren't exactly correct, but you can see that it still made a real pretty design. If I can get it down here where you can see it. Along with like this one here, only smaller. And this is going to be a nice summer drapey kind of shawl or scarf. So we have those 2, and then I had some Byrne Velvet, which is really soft, pretty. I made a real pretty hat out of it, and this is what happened to the pattern with it. So it's not as defined as the single ply or the I call it roving, just the single wrap yarn, but it is soft, it is pretty. It's got a really nice drape. I mean, it's just really soft, and it moves really easy. Same with this one here. It's real soft. This one here is a little more stiffer, but it's so thick and so warm feeling. So I thought, well, I wonder what Caron Simple Soft would look like. And so I have a skein of that. And it is, I'm not real happy with it. I used the same size needle as a hook as I used on this one here, a 5mm, as suggested by the yarn manufacturer. This one here just kind of made it more square. It didn't really give as good a texture and as good a design as these, and it's real stiff. It doesn't have a real nice drape to it. And I thought, well, this is a solid color. This one's a solid color. These are a colorway. It's not variegated, and I am not a real fan of variegated yarn. I bought some Red Heart Love, and I used it for a planned pulling. So this is what it looks like. The same pattern. All these here have the same pattern. And this is the Stormy Waters by Colin Hayes at Yarn Wars. And it's a beautiful pattern, especially in the landscapes. But I just wanted to show the difference that the yarn can make and how the outcome comes on the pattern. You can see This is real thick like the landscapes, and it's real soft, but you really don't have the definition of the stitches in it like the landscapes. And I do have some Unforgettable, but I didn't do it. But you can see the Soho and the landscapes both have that real pretty design. This one's real soft. This one's real stiff, the Caron Simple Soft. And this one I'm kind of out. I kind of like the way it feels, but like I say, I'm not a fan of the variegated. And it did kind of start to pull a little bit on me when I started. I don't know. But anyway, just so you know, the same pattern can come up different depending on the yarn that you use. You just have to take into mind, consideration, what you want the finished product to do. Do you want something a little bit stiffer and a little bit firmer, or do you want something more drapey and soft, or something with more stitch definition? Anyway, I just thought I would share with you my thoughts on this one pattern and how it worked up differently with all these different yarns. Thanks for watching.